Warning. The following stream contains flashing effects which may trigger discomfort or seizures for those with photosensitive epilepsy. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome to RPG Capper, the channel where we cap RPGs of various design. Coming to you live from the Soul Dimension where the bottle caps live and the CO2 bubbles never stop rising. Today, we resume Dragon Warrior for the Nintendo Entertainment System. The cap, level 30. Our current level, 18. Let's get right into the adventure. Alright. So first things first is we're just going to clear out some of the old files here. Alright, nicely copied. Let's get right back into the adventure now. $3,000 points. Alright. So last we left off, we had saved Princess Gwaelin, beat a couple bosses, collected a flame sword and a silver shield. Our strength is 85, agility 84, max HP 105, max MP 99, attack power 113, defense power 88. 19,000 experience collected in total, 18,530 experience, 18,530 gold collected in total up till now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make our way to the town of Hawksness to find the special item that was hinted on in the town of Cantlin. So our attack power is very high, pretty more specifically in the triple figures, which is favorable to help us beat down more of the Dragon Lord's minions. But, again, tempt not the fates, don't get cocky, don't play fuck around and find out. You need to also be mindful of your environment and the type of enemies you could be facing off against, especially if you have to deal with chase encounters, which indicates one encounter after another with each additional step you take. So, we do need to start. We do need to finish up our remaining goals around the Kingdom of Alefgard before we make our way to the castle of Charlock in order to confront the Dragon Lord. But we still have to cap our existing. We do have to cap our existing character to full, which is the level of 30 as stated before. But it's now strictly business now. We don't even need to worry about talking with additional NPCs because we have all the information that we need from them. So, let's head into the town of Cantlin. The town of Hawksness, and see what dangers lie within. Alright, so this is the town of Hawksness, which confirms the rumor that an entire town has been destroyed by the minions of the Dragon Lord. Now at first glance it looks abandoned, but is it? Oh, and we gotta be careful, there's puddles of poisonous water lying around this town. As you can see, nobody's around here. But there is something significant in here that we need to get. What we do need to find is Wind's shop, since the special item that was buried was behind its shop, and Wind's shop was located in the east side of Hawksness. So here we are on the eastern side of the town. There's nobody here. So that small patch of tree, those small patch of trees over there looks pretty significant. So why don't we see what's over there? And we got ourselves a boss battle. The Axe Knight. So let's take a look at his stats. Okay, the Axe Knight. A brutal opponent armed with a sharp battle axe. Guardian of special armor. His sleep spell can be very dangerous, so stop spell must be used immediately. Later on, you can find him within Charlock Castle. HP of 70, gifts you 54 XP and 165 gold. As a matter of fact, I need to refresh this page because we need to get the rest of the sprites loaded. There we go. Alright, so he can use sleep. We have to stop that sleep spell immediately. And we did it just in the nick of time. So, let's engage. 21 points of damage to start. 15 damage to me. Quite significant. That axe is no joke. But remember, we have heal more, so we can really recover ourselves much better. But it doesn't matter, we've already defeated the Axe Knight. So he serves as the boss of this particular town. So we got rewarded 54 points of experience and 160 pieces of gold. We do need to get to 22,000 experience in order to level up to 19. So, this is the area of interest. RPG Capper search to run all about. RPG Capper discovers the Erdrick's armor. Alright, we found the armor, we donned the armor. Defense power is now at 92. So I wanted to take a quick look at the stats of the armor. Items and equipment. Erdrick's armor / Lodo's armor, plus 28. So that gives us a 28-point boost. Cost, priceless. Bound Hawksness. You can't buy this ancient armor, you must find it, but the rewards is well worth the effort. It restores a lost hit point for every step you take and prevents damage from walking on damaging tiles. This reduces damages from hurt and hurt mark by a third and prevents stop spell from working against you. It also reduces damage from flame breath attacks by 1/3 as well. Okay. Alright. So, with this armor, we do not need to take damage from poisonous marsh tiles anymore. See, we can move freely on it, as if it was just a regular land tile. Here's HP of 81. Now it goes to 82. Every step is a recovered health point. And we get additional protection benefits from it. Oh, but there's more monsters that tend to dwell in this seemingly abandoned town at first. But let's engage. Okay, that's still significant even though I've donned the Erdrick's armor. Oh, now that's more like it. Yeah, you can't heal anymore. Alright. So even though we can look around this town a little bit more, there really isn't anything else left to really get, because Erdrick's armor and the battle with the Axe Knight was the only thing that was realistically significant in this town. But enemies can still give us double-digit damage with a good roll. So we can't rest on our laurels too much with the Erdrick's armor. But for fun, let's just continue looking around the town until we've covered every square space of it. I mean, it's a good way to help us grind to the next level, since we do need to continue grinding towards that fabled gold of level 30. And with any luck, the big payouts will help us get to our level goal that much faster. Even though we're not guaranteed to get to level 30 this session. We may have another session or two before we finally reach that fabled goal. But the idea is, now that we have more XP payouts than ever before, is to get 4 levels raised today. Which means 1 level every half hour. So if we can get that, while also maintaining a good steady encounter rate, it shouldn't be too much of an issue, and this stream should be as smooth as silk, all things considered. So we are making good damage against the Star Wyverns now, since they're the strongest of the Wyverns. But we also have to be mindful to stop their spells so they don't try to cast Heal More on themselves whenever every chance they get. So Erdrick's armor is our new piece of equipment. The only thing that's left to get now is the Erdrick sword, which is the most powerful weapon in the game, and it's supposed to help us defeat the Dragon Lord. But Erdrick's sword is not easily found. There's a bit of an its location is very ironic, as you will see soon enough. So we're dealing with a mix of green dragons, star wyverns, wizards, and perhaps we'll also run into the occasional werewolf. Let's look around a bit more. Uh-oh. We couldn't block the spell, so we took a full 22 points of damage from that. The only real advantage these wizards have is their Hurt More spell. Without it, they're sitting ducks, and their physical attacks are weak. Very weak. And even more weaker now that we have Erdrick's armor. But here's another kicker. Just because we're wearing Erdrick's armor does not prove that we have descended from Erdrick. It just means we're wearing his armor. The skeptics around the kingdom still need more proof to show that we, as the hero, are the descendant of the great hero Erdrick. Okay, he got the jump on me with that. And as you can see, our HP is going down significantly, despite the fact that we have the armor on. So we still need to cast this. And Heal More works beautifully. And I've also noticed that we've surpassed 20,000 gold points. So we're getting pretty stinking rich here. We've already long surpassed our previous goal of 14,800 to get the silver shield. Now it's just pure profit from here on in. So here's the werewolf, and I don't know why I had to cast stop spell because he does not use magic. Okay, now I've managed to put the werewolf to sleep, so I can now wail on him. Okay, 40 points of experience, 124 pieces of gold. So we are making good strides in this little town. But we can't stay in town forever. We do need to expand our location. And continue searching more and more around the kingdom itself. So there is still more to be seen from the kingdom. So I'm no longer concerned about fighting these knights. Because now that I got the armor, I'm feeling much more confident to be taking on these much stronger minions of the Dragon Lord at this area of the kingdom. So at this point, these minions of the Dragon Lord may as well be cannon fodder for me. I could go back into the Metal Slime field, but I don't think it's really going to make that much of a difference, because I may have the Flame Sword and Erdrick's armor, but it's pretty much going to be the same effects as last time, where we're only just facing off against the Metal Slimes, but they could simply run away from me, and my attack could fail against their metallic exterior. Now I can two-shot a Demon Knight, so these guys went from fuck around to find out, to fuck around with me and find out. So you can see we're racking up the victories faster than ever before. And and I'm loving it. I am seriously loving it. So the grinding should not be as tedious and excessive as it was before. And with Erdrick's armor, I don't need to cast any of my heal spells as often as I used to. But here's the kicker. We don't have any item that can let us restore our magical power. We will need to go and stay at an inn at some point before our MP gets too low, because MP is everything in this game. And if you get too low on magic, you're pretty much a sitting duck for the Dragon Lord's minions. Okay, so we cross this bridge. Alright, and 36 points of damage. Personally, I would rather like one-shot or two-shot an enemy with every encounter, but sometimes those RNG rolls will not work in your favor. So anyways, here's the Death Swamp, like the largest swamp in the kingdom. So as you can see, it's just endless swamp just traversing. That just traverses the entire southernmost part of the kingdom. And that armor is paying off in spades. Now we're past 20,000 experience. We are making very good strides here. So remember, even though you're in the swamp, it doesn't mean you can't encounter enemies. They will still come into the swamp to face you. So the swamp tails off over here. And once again, I hit the wrong spell. Thankfully, I only lost 2 MP, so it's not too much off the total meter. Okay, so now werewolves are no longer an issue for me. Okay. So we're getting a mix between the Magi's and the stars in this area of the game. We get hit by fire, and remember, we take 1/3. We're spared 1/3 damage off fire attacks. So you actually might be wondering, like, well, this area kind of loops around. Is there anything else significant around here? Well, let's find out. Their physical attacks mean nothing. Okay, so we have a bit of a fork here. There's like a small desert path. And they can still dodge me, even though I'm gotten... I mean, even at the higher levels, they could still dodge me. Which is pretty impressive, I might add. But, in the end, it's all in vain, because I two-shotted them. Okay, so here we have some more desert patches. Is there anything over here? Do we have anything over here? Nope, how about over here? Okay, so we're not gonna find anything here of significance. Alright. Alright. Back to the nasty night. Now you can see how easy it gets to fight the Dragon Lord's minions at the higher levels. So as soon as I start mowing them all down like as if they... If I can mow them down as if they were nothing more than slimes, then you know you're pretty much ready to face the Dragon Lord. But again, we're RPG capper, we cap RPGs, so we will face the Dragon Lord at level 30. Okay, here's the shoreline. Anything over here? Nope. So nothing more. So this is just beach area in this area of the game. Okay, we are getting a lot of chaser enemies now, which is good because that helps build up our XP meter that much faster. I don't mind dealing with gauntlet enemies, but if I get too low on MP, then yes, I am gonna have to make a run for it. I'm just glad that Sleep and Stop spell are very generous with their MP costs. I mean, 2 MP? A little MP cost goes a long way in these battles. Okay, so he's too stubborn to be put to sleep, but I don't think that matters, because I'm dishing out very good damage against them. I can two-shot werewolves, so I'm no longer of any concern with this. Lots of other dead ends. But I got a feeling this was pretty much specifically designed to throw ourselves off the beaten path in terms of looking around for our proof of heritage to Erdrick. So our MP's getting low, so we will need to make a stop in the town of Cantlin. But thankfully, we're not completely in the danger zone just yet. If we get below 10 MP, that's when I have to seriously show some concern. So we are getting a lot of enemies around this little beach area. I'm not complaining, to be quite honest, because I need all the encounters I can get in order to grind those levels. Grind those levels quickly. So we have a Demon Knight in this little dead end, but is he guarding anything significantly? Is he guarding anything of significance, that is? Nothing over here. So what we could do is we could make use of Goylin's Love. 1,213, we're well aware of that. 43 to the north and 23 to the west. So we could use Goylin's Love as a compass to determine where the castle is, and also to determine where our proof of Erdrick's heritage is. Okay, miss. So even though I have the armor, the enemies can still wear me down. So to be on the safe side, I'm gonna cast one more Heal More. And that's pretty much it. We only have enough MP for one more spell cast. And then after that we do need to recover at either the castle or in a town. See, here we have nothing more than trailing forests here. Okay. So the loops back to here. That ain't gonna save him. That ain't gonna save him. My damage... The damage from my flame sword is too great to be recovered by a regular heal spell. Alright. And as you can see, we're now back... We're back in familiar territory. Alright, now we're past 21,000, so there's Hawksness again. And we're past 25,000 GP. So the encounters are a lot more frequent now, but that's fine. We need to have frequent encounters in order to get that, in order to build up our XP meter that much faster. So we are low on MP, so at this point, we are going to need to go to Cantlin to recover. One shot at a wyvern, that's good. Back across the bridge. This is my last use of magic. Alright. Okay, so if I have to deal with any more magic users, like the Magic Wyvern or the Wizard, I'm gonna have to beat feet, because I cannot stop their spells anymore. My MP is too low, and I need... And our hero is very tired, he needs to rest up in town. No, not this time, our MP is too low. Two-shot at a werewolf. Nice. Okay, that leads to the Death Swamp, but we are not going in there just about yet. We have to go right back in there in a little bit, but first we need to recover in town. That's a dick move. Okay. want to, like I said, you don't want to play fuck around and find out with enemies that can use a sleep spell on you. Alright. Okay, seriously? I can't stay and fight this guy. I do not have the means to block a spell. Okay, so this little... Okay, there's nothing here in this little corner, so let's head to Cantlin. Nope. He can make use of Hurt more this time around, and I can't stop him. But I'll still engage the werewolf. And I don't want to use my herbs anymore if I can help it. Okay, since we're here, let's look around the outskirts of Cantlin. Because I want to just cover every last little bit of land in this kingdom. And if we earn some extra XP out of it, it's worth it. Alright. Green dragons are nothing to me now. What a difference one suit of armor makes. Okay, 490 more points to the next level. Okay, but I can still destroy him before I have to heal. Alright. Getting a little bit on the weak side here. Heal ourselves back up to full. Let's move on. Lots of starved wyverns inhabiting these forests. Okay, looks like we're back. Once again, Twitch's connection screws me over. But thankfully, you haven't... Anyone here who's seen this, you've missed nothing. You've missed nothing. I've noticed that there was a reconnection issue, and I just stopped what I was doing until the connection had been reestablished. I'm hoping one of these days Twitch can work this out, because I'm starting to get really frickin' annoyed with this. Anyway, let's get right back into the action. Alright. Anything over here? Okay. So there doesn't seem to be anything of significance around the town of Catlin. So what we're going to need to do now is go into the Death Swamp. Because an item of important significance lies within that swamp. Stopping their little schemes, because I do not want to have sleep cast on me. Alright. We can two-shot a night now. Slashed up the dragon with triple figure hit. Nice. 101 points of damage, nothing to sneeze at. Entering the swamp. Slashed up the wizard with 108 damage. Okay. So we're gonna need to make use of Gwaelin's love here to determine the specific item that we're looking for. So remember, it has to be 70 leagues to the north and 40 to the west. That is pretty much where we're supposed to find the item of significance that proves our heritage to Erdrick. To the north, 36 to the west. Okay, 4 more paces. 37, 38, 39, 40. And a werewolf greets us. Yeah, that's what you get for interrupting me, you son of a bitch. There. Okay, so now we need to search in the mud here. RPG Capper search the ground all about. RPG Capper discovers the Erdrick's token. Okay, here it is. RPG Capper held the Erdrick's token tightly, but nothing happened. But that's to be expected. It's finally... This is the proof of our heritage. The token of Erdrick. Those who possess the token have proven themselves worthy of calling themselves the descendant of Erdrick. It's not just about wearing the armor. But on that note, we have finally leveled up. And we are at plus 22,000 points. So our power increases by 2. Response speed increases by 2. Hit points by 14. Magic points increases by 6. And thou hast learned a new spell. Which is it? The Hurt More spell. Nice. Okay, we're going to take a look at the spell here. Hurt More, also known as Sizzle. Costs 5 points to use. More devastating than Sizz or Hurt. With Sizzle, Hurt More, you can challenge even the strongest enemies. Deals 58 to 65 damage. 50 to 65 damage in remakes. And you win the spell at level 19. Alright, so we got ourselves a new spell, and this looks to be the final spell in our arsenal for the duration of the game. So there will be no new spells learned after this. Okay, here's what I want to do right now. Let's see if I can use Gwaelin's Love during battle. That cannot be used in battle. Okay, so that's out of the question. We're too busy occupied with the Star Wars arm. So what we're going to need to do is we'll just talk with Gwaelin one more time. So the next goal is 3,950 points. So in this particular case, now we need to raise up our points by 4,000 instead of 3,000 to get to the next level. Since now we are entering what is called the home stretch in terms of grinding. But that's fine. Now that we can deal with enemies that can give us better payouts, it shouldn't take too long to grind to the next level. So we're now at level 19, so we need to get to 26,000 points in order to level up. But here's what I'm going to say. On this note, I need to take a bathroom break, and I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Alright, so with this being said, let's get right back into action. Alright, so we got Erdrick's armor, we got Erdrick's token. So now what we need to do is present this piece of evidence as proof of our heritage in order to gain access to the Dragon Lord's castle. So we're not going to be able to get that done on this side of the kingdom. We have to go around the other way. I don't really mind the gauntlet here, to be quite honest. I mean, this does help me build up my XP meter that much faster. And I want to try and raise many levels as I can before I have to call session for the day. Yep, they just keep on coming. But that's fine. We can take them now. '87 strength, agility 86, 119 HP, 105 MP. Attack power 115, defense power 93. So we're slowly getting into the triple figures for all of our stats now. Which is what we really need to have if we're going to be challenging the minions of the Dragon Lord inside his own castle. Okay, so our business here is done. One shot of the Withering. Good, good, good. Alright, from here I'm going to cast Return, because I don't want to deal with the minor riffraffs. First, here's what I'm going to do. I pretty much had myself a good run through that swamp, and now we need to rest up. Okay, now that we have the... Let's see if I can find that skeptic who wondered what if I was even the descendant of Erdrick. Okay, well, let's see if I show this to him. Oh, pardon me. Okay, even though I have the fucking token, this guy's not convinced that I'm the real deal. What the hell? You know what? Whatever. Here's what we're gonna do. First, I'm gonna save progress. Because Gwaelin can only tell me my experience requirements to next level, but she can't save my game, unlike the king. Okay, finish that, off we go. So HP and MP are now in the triple figures. Okay, so first let's cast Repel, since we don't need to deal with the cannon father of the Dragon Lord anymore. And now that we have Erdrick's armor, I no longer have to worry about losing health in the swamp. So we are pretty much conquering this land a little bit each time. I'm just gonna move through this cave blind, since I know how to get between the north and the south exits without lighting a torch or casting Radiant. And Repel's lost effect, oh well. You know, even though the Warlocks can cast Sleep, I can one-shot them, so I'm not too worried about the need to cast Stop Spell on them. I mean, there's no need for me to raise to make use of my magic points. Let's see if I can convince this skeptic here that I'm the real deal. Okay, I found the Stone of the Sunlight, so I'm not worried about that. Okay, it looks like the skeptics will remain skeptical, even though I have the proof that is needed for my heritage. Okay, you know what? Screw these guys. They want to remain cynic. They want to keep their tinfoil hats on. Let them. Skeletons running away as expected. The northernmost enemies do not want to face me anymore. Unlike this guy. So I may have to just go into this temple here. And talk to this ungrateful bastard who pretty much rejected me before. Because I still have unfinished business in this temple. And we are in plus 30,000 gold in our purse. I have no idea why I selected this. No, I wanted stairs, not search. Alright, talking to this bastard again. Now the sun and rain shall meet, and the rainbow drop passes to thy keeping. Thou hast no business here. Go away. RPG Cabra held the rainbow drop toward the sky, but no rainbow appeared here. Okay, so I pretty much got the rainbow drop, so it looks like I have to show him the token to prove my heritage. And then he pretty much throws me out the door like I'm just an intruder. I mean, that's gratitude for you. Senile old coots will be senile old coots, I guess. Alright. One enemy after the other, but whatever. I need to increase that XP meter significantly and frequently. Nothing over here? Oh, hello. Video games 1980s. Sorry, I didn't notice that you were there. I was just concentrating on the game itself. I'm pretty good. How about you? So, welcome to the Soda Dimension. We're here. I'm the RPG Capper. We cap RPGs for a living. And, CO2 bubbles never stop rising here in the dimension where we're aside from the video games that we play to cap RPGs. We also just specialize in making drinks. Oh good, I'm doing well. It's my day off. It's Saturday and I just want to hang out. Okay. Well, it's good to have you here, Video Games 1980s. So what I'm doing right now is I'm pretty much got all the major items that are needed to access the Isle of Dragons. So I'm going to be heading to the Dragon's Isle and entering Charlotte Castle to pretty much explore it and possibly meet with the Dragon Lord. Anyways, it's actually good to have you over here. As for me, it's been quite a busy week for my equally voiced real-life counterpart, where he's been engaged with just buying some stuff for Valentine's Day for his roommates, and we actually had a good get-together with also some of the friends that we had just next door. And one of our friends had a birthday celebration early in the week, so we decided to have like a belated birthday celebration for her. Anyways, here I am at the channel, so what we need to do is we're gonna make use of our rainbow drop. Rainbow RPG Capper held a rainbow drop towards the sky. Okay, and the rainbow has formed from the use of our drop. So now we can enter the Isle of Dragons. So this is the territory of the Dragon Lord. So as you can see, there's a little bit of an extra bit of traversing that needs to be done before we can reach that castle. And of course, the strong enemies from the southwestern part of the continent are also here. So anyways, so Video Games 1980s, I can't remember. Were you actually part of Jankuary back when I was playing Highlight? Sorry, we do have a few ad breaks on this. Okay, sorry, we have a bit of an ad break right now. Okay, so we're finally back. Sorry about the little ad break, but now that I'm officially an affiliate, I do need to have at least a few ads in order to gain additional revenue on the side before I can at least get myself like a real job that can give me some more, and that can give me like a bit of extra income, so to speak. But anyways, just before the ads came on, just wanted to ask if you had were part of Jankuary when I was, and also had seen me playing Highlight as part of Jankuary. Anyways, here we are at Castle Charlock, the domain of the Dragon Lord. So this is the final dungeon. So the Dragon Lord does lie within the castle, but we're now gonna have to find the Dragon Lord to see if he is within the castle. So everything looks abandoned at first glance, but looks can be deceiving. So here we have the Axe Knight. He was a boss in the town of Hawksness, but now he's a common enemy here in the castle. He will fiercely guard the Dragon Lord, but he has this sleep spell, so we gotta stop his spell. Also, another thing I've been trying to get done was upload some clips onto my YouTube page, but I'm noticing that YouTube is pretty much a big pain in the ass to use right now, because there is a lot of I mean, there's kind of a lot of hoops you have to jump through before you can upload your videos, and I find that uploading my videos can take... If they're like more than a couple hours, it could take like a full hour or even more to upload a video on the YouTube. And I'm just trying to figure out like the most convenient way to upload everything. So it doesn't become like a big hassle. Because my friend Sarzak suggested to put my videos up on YouTube in order to gain more recognition for my channel. Which is understandable and all that. So anyways, we're looking through these dungeons here to see if we can find the Dragon Lord. So there's a lot of stairways. And there's one stairway that leads here. Is there anything over in this spot? This leads over here, so this area looks familiar, so it backtracks to this stairway right here. So this goes right back to here. Okay. Guys, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I do need to go to the bathroom again. Sorry. I mean, my bladder's overactive today, so just bear with me. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Getting right back into this. Okay, where are we? Where are we? There we go. Okay, I'm back. So how dare you have humanity functions? Well, bottle caps have to piss too, you know. It's not something we pretty much openly state very... How do I want to say? We don't like to state this openly, but yeah, bottle caps have to piss too, you know. Okay, so this goes right back to here. Alright, let's take a... Gotta stop this guy. Okay. So anyways, Well, since we have you here, Video Games 1980s, any special stories you want to share? Because after all, I'm pretty much going to level 22 for today. But, before I'm gonna call session. But, while we're here, we might as well just shoot the shit and see what type of stories we have for each other. I don't know if you've actually been if you've basically been watching some of the previous Dragon Warrior streams, but I've actually had a pretty good story to tell regarding an old pub that we had here in Winnipeg called the Cock and Muscle Pub, which was quite a decent pub for its time. I mean, they made some pretty damn good wings and matzo sticks in their kitchens from scratch, mind you. But apparently But I actually had told a tale about well, not exactly more of a tale, but more like the history about what happened with the pub during its last few months in operation, where the new manager decided that he wanted to enforce etiquette rules by making all patrons tuck in their seats once they finished their job at the table. But after all, it didn't. Needless to say, long story short, the patrons just didn't like to be told that they had to tuck in their seats once they were finished their business at the table. They did not want to have common courtesy enforced upon them, which is what I've been trying to state from the previous stream. And pretty much the pub lost business as a result. And of course, I was at the receiving end of such a policy to the point that I was legitimately told to get the fuck out, even though I had originally agreed to that policy as much as bullshit as it was. But it was like basically a misunderstanding of context. Part of it being his fault, part of it being my fault, because I wasn't specific by what I meant. But again, if you really want to hear the whole story, it is on the previous Dragon Warrior stream. And yeah. Unless you want me to tell the story again, it's up to you. I mean, we just want to keep things going in this stream, that is, so we're not doing the same monotonous tasks over and over and over again. Okay. But right now, I do want to cover every single nook and cranny of this game before we have to confront the Dragon Lord. Because that's what we're aiming for. Okay, we're down to the pink screen, so I gotta use this. 30 points of damage is pretty damn good. And my spell has failed. So I guess I'm gonna have to just chance it with my regular attacks. This wizard is slippery as an eel, man. And he's still standing. Holy moly. 50 points, 139. At least I get decent payouts from these guys. Video Games 1980s, I'm not sure if you're still here or just... Because if you want to lurk, just be my guest. But if... I mean, as a special courtesy to everyone who comes into the stream, I mean, you can do some other things while you have this stream up. Just let me know that you want to look, so I don't presume you've just left. That it makes it look like you're here, but you may have left, and I don't know where you are and all that. So it doesn't make it look like I'm talking to the ether and all that shit. Anyway, oh, okay, you're still here. Okay, that's good. I just wasn't sure if you were here or not. Okay, nothing over here, so we got some more stairways. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cast Radiant again, and just replenish our... Okay, you're here to hang, so that's cool, I forgot, like, what do you usually just do for work? I mean, I used to work as a FedEx ground package handler, or rather my real-life equally voiced counterpart did, but apparently what happened is that like, when I used to work at the FedEx ground warehouse a few years ago, I mean, the job was decent, but, apparently, but they were violating safety regulations left, right, and center because they wanted to get those trucks. They wanted to fill up the trucks just that much more quickly, so they could have the trucks out of the loading bay and back on the road as soon as possible. Since you know we have to deal with people's packages, they want to get their packages at ASAP and all that. Oh, you work in video production and you do video cover online. Okay, cool. Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. Like videography and your lighting. What was your previous project with videography? If you don't mind me asking, but if you're under an NDA and you're not allowed to disclose that, that's also fine. I can perfectly understand. I mean, I'm only going to disclose what I can disclose, provided I just fall within legal boundaries, because one thing you're not supposed to do is that you don't want to dox specific individuals on your stream if you actually used to work on it. But I can still state the name of the business that did screw me over in the time, like the Cock and Muscle Pub being one of them, and FedEx Ground being the other. But I don't think it will really matter in this case, because I sincerely doubt that FedEx is going to pretty much take legal action against this bottle cap, especially considering that I haven't worked for them in like 4 years and all that. Yeah, and so I'm just exploring here. No, I'm all good, just work freelance. Oh, multiple projects. Oh, that's cool. Is there any interesting story you want to share with me during your time in videography? Just to help break the ice and all that, because we're going to be down here in Charlotte Castle for quite a while we level up. So we don't want to just focus on the game itself. If there's like any other topics of discussion you want to build up, provided it doesn't get too heavy, then feel free to share. Because like I said, we're all being a part of the Kappa crew means you can actually have like discussions of all various types, provided it doesn't get too political and it doesn't get too heavy and all that. But yeah, like I said, it's pretty much the classic penny for your thoughts shtick. Anyway, okay, so I'm back over here. I think this is the same stairway. Yeah, this is the same stairway. Okay, so it's just a loop of staircases in this area. No, man, I look for underdog dreams, I'm just hanging out and talk about whatever. Oh, that's cool. So, one other thing I would say is, like, for my channel here as RPG Capper, is to cap various RPGs of various design. Oh, okay, this guy put me to sleep. I don't really like that because that's dangerous. So, normally, I mean, this is pretty much something I like to do as a hobby. I'm a completionist by hobby. And I also found that capping is just a good way for me to exercise self-discipline and self-perseverance, in my view. Not everyone's gonna do that, because to them it's always about raise your guy high enough and just raise your guy high enough and just go kick the final boss's asses and then just be like that. But that's not how I like to do things, because then, I mean, we already have like other streamers who tend to do it like that, but not here. I want to be able to go all the way to the end. That's just the way I like to do things here. And, but in order to mitigate the tediousness of the actual process itself, I do want to open up different topics of discussion, so we're not always focusing on doing the same thing over and over and over again and not getting anywhere. So that's just how I like to work things here on stream. So anyways, since we're on the topic of videography, what type of videography project did you have last time that you worked on, and how did it really, how did it really work out for you? I mean, is there anything interesting you want to share about that, if possible? I mean, like I said, just feel free to let me know. And also, another thing I want to add is, sometimes my oral skills are not that good. I have a tendency to trip over my own grammar and adjectives at times, as people have actually witnessed from my previous streams. It's unfortunately a product of my autism. I can't really control it if I can help it, but maybe if I were to seek some therapy in the future, that could help improve. But I don't know. You don't really want to quote me on that, because I don't know how things are for me in the future. Okay, let me take a look here. You worked in Vegas and you're a former PBS worker. Oh, you work with PBS, that's cool. And you don't want... and you've done a lot of documentaries. Oh, it's sweet. hang on. Have you... I'm not sure if this is a good way to do it. Have you worked on a show called Nova on PBS? If you don't mind me asking. Okay, let's take a look around here. Okay, excellent. Oh, come on. You can't keep putting me to sleep. No, I haven't worked on Nova, but I worked on Antiques Roadshow. Oh, cool, Antiques Roadshow. You know what? My dad is a big fan of that show, and sometimes I tend to watch along with him. You'd be amazed at just how all the different it is amazing to see all the really different type of trinkets that people tend to bring to the roadshow to see, like, how much it's worth upon appraisal. And sometimes these antiques are definitely worth a lot more, and you can see the look on every single a collector's face when they bring their antique to the roadshow itself. So people bring some stuff to us, and we have to deny it. Oh, okay, so it can't always be a guarantee every time a person shows up with their antique. So there's like a certain limit that people can get into the show. Like a certain capacity limit, that is. Now we have to be picky. Oh, you have to be picky. Oh, man. I mean, that's unfortunate because I'm sure there are plenty of other people who actually have some really wonderful stuff they can bring to these shows. And then they can have it appraised and just see, and it can pretty much be shown to the masses who watch television and see what wonderful things that people do have stored up in their attic, their basement, or in a back room. And it's also even more amazing to see just how much it's actually worth, and it could be worth a lot more than people think. Sometimes the station doesn't want to show them. That's kind of unfortunate, because it would be really interesting to see what people really have. I mean, the only other show that I've had that's kind of like... Well, the only other show that I've seen that's pretty much almost like Antiques Roadshow, but only a little bit more... How should I put it? Pompous would be Pawn Stores on History Channel. I mean, my dad's a big fan of that show too, but even though it's heavily scripted to hell and back, even though there were some pretty funny parts of that scripted very show, but it almost was like Antiques Roadshow in a way, except this time you're pretty much, instead of actually providing an antique to have appraised by a professional appraiser, you pretty much have Rick behind the counter giving you an arbitrary amount of deciding if you actually want to part with it, even though it's clearly a lowballed amount. Now I work around Cape Cod, Massachusetts, new student video production. That is freaking awesome. That is freaking awesome. Do you work in, like, the University of Massachusetts? Or is that... No, wait. The University of Boston would be in Boston, wouldn't it? But in any case, is there always like a college in... I work with college and high school, so... there you go. Okay. So you teach them at like a college, and from there... Then the students will have a pretty much understanding of how videography works, such as not just about lighting, but also like about pretty much proper zoom, proper focus, dodging, burning, proper use of aperture display, means of timed recordings. Trying to bring that next generation up to... Yeah, I mean... Honestly, it is really a good way to teach people about videography. I mean, don't get me wrong, generations do like to record. I mean, after all, you have the runaway success of TikTok, mind you, and also YouTube Shorts also works in a way. And also, I mean, it's really easy for, like, people to now use their phones for recording, but sometimes you gotta make use of that classic professional equipment to get the real money shots, that so to speak. Okay, we want to search the throne here. and you feel the wind blowing from behind the throne. So there's a secret passage. So the Dragon Lord's not here on the main floor. So he's hiding somewhere. So we're gonna search over here along this trap floor. RPG Capper discovers the secret passage. So there's another stairwell over here. But as you can see, we are getting low on MP here. So what we're gonna be doing is, I'm gonna have to make an exit from the castle for the time being, and recover my hero in town. But I also want to make use of all that sweet, sweet experience points, too. Okay, there we go. Anyways, getting back to the topic on hand. You want to just teach your students about the fundamentals of production. I mean, when you have your students come in as beginners to your class, I mean, what tends to be the first thing you want to teach them just to get their feet wet in the career of production itself? And while you're just giving me the answer, I'm just gonna kick the asses of all the other enemies over here, and I'm just gonna make my way slowly back to the town of Remoldar, because the town of Remoldar is the closest town to Charlock. Teaching compositions first, like the rule of thirds. Okay, good. Yeah, composition of. That is true, that composition is also just as important. And... now, when you teach them composition, I mean, do you just give them, like, any specific piece of equipment to work with in terms of demonstrating composition? Or do you just have your students also make use of their existing phones and the camera and video feature as a means of teaching, also teaching composition? I'm just wondering. I like to teach them about sound, because without sound, people won't engage the video. That is true. That is 100% true. Since, after all, you want to pretty much... I mean, sound only may be worthwhile if you're doing, like, radio or podcasts. But if you are going into full videography, you definitely need to have audio output and proper Foley output to match with the events going on in the video itself. I mean, you don't really want to have something put out and you have your students like, or your viewers go, huh? Interesting, because sound is important to video too, because people walk out if the sound is not good. Yes, that is like true. I'm just looking at this from the common viewer's perspective. That when they have to see something on screen, they want to make sure that the audio and the video are well balanced within one another too, so that they would have the proper experience, and they can pretty much take in the proper experience as intended by the original presenter. Which is what I'm trying to do on my stream, but sometimes hiccups do happen. Some of them could be my fault, but others could also be Twitch's fault, because Twitch has a tendency to have server connection hiccups, and I've been experiencing this like every single time I stream during the mornings. And when this happens, I end up losing footage that I can never get back. And all I can really do is, when I see the message on the upper right corner of the recording screen that says reconnecting, that means I've lost connection, and I've lost footage in relation to that connection. And all I can do is stop what I'm doing and wait until the connection reestablishes itself, so that my viewers will not be left in the lurch over what had happened between between the previous connection and the re-established connection. So, I don't like to have my viewers miss out on anything that I do on my stream in the particular case. Okay, from listening to my stream, your son is decent for people to understand, and they did study and so they found out people walk on the Yes, yes. I mean, here's a prime example. I have a friend of mine who likes to run movies on his Discord channel. Now, he did put out some of the more, like the A and B list, well, no, not B list, but rather all the A-list titles from Hollywood that he likes to put up on Discord. And, however, one of the movies that he showed on his channel was called Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within, which is a good movie on its own terms, but in relation to Final Fantasy, it falls short. But anyways, getting to the point at hand, I was part of the viewing party for that movie in his Discord channel. And when the movie began playing, it started off decently enough, but the sound began desyncing a little bit at a time, like every minute on the minute, until it got to the point where the sound was so badly desynced from the video that it made the viewing of the video itself impossible to relate to. You just couldn't relate to the events happening on screen anymore because the audio was so badly desynced from the video. And this was a common problem with every other video that he had actually shown on his Discord channel. So, yeah, I mean, you don't really need to be a Harvard level technician to understand that. I mean, people desynced audio from the video will ruin the viewing experience. You don't really want to have that kind of issue that happens. And it also becomes very frustrating when you can't pinpoint the precise problem as to why the audio had desynced from the video. And when it... And, you want to raise the issue... You do want to raise the issue with your service provider. And in this case, my friend who was showcasing his video on his Discord channel. But when he says he doesn't know the problem on his end, and he suspects it could be a problem on my end, I mean, you kind of come to a standstill. I mean, I've been trying every option in the book to try and get the video synchronized. I mean, I was like, you kind of want to try and improve the bit rate on your end so that there wouldn't be any major hiccups between audio output and video output. But, I mean, my channel, mind you, runs at 3,000 bits per minute. At last time I checked, when I checked the settings. So, everything looks to be hunky-dory, but sometimes things could happen, and maybe I might even have to make an adjustment to setting by increasing it by another 1,000 bits per minute or so. But I don't want to have to... I'm not a technical expert, mind you. I only just go by the bare basics when it comes to streaming. And, yeah, I know all I can say is I'm just putting everything into the hands of my viewers to determine whether the actual output itself is satisfactory to their needs. So, yeah. And, I mean, everything seems to be in sync on your end. Okay, thank you very much for letting me know that, Video Game 1980s. I mean, because, honestly, I usually tend to be pretty nervous about this whenever I just play my RPGs. Because if my stream itself shows itself to be completely desynced or I have audio issues, I'm left with little other choice but to scrap the stream and start again anew, and have to apologize to my my viewers on my Discord, and as well as any other future streams for the inconvenience that had occurred. And this is also for this very reason that I need to copy my save files into another save file, so I don't have to end up redoing the entire save file from memory, or if I lose that save file forever, I have to start all over from the beginning, and then work my way back up to the previous level, with hopefully all the original stats being as equal to the previous save file as possible, or if not equal to the previous save file as possible, then as close as it possibly can to the previous save file. Unfortunately, this does create annoying inconsistencies between streams, but to me, it's that or I have to scrap the game entirely. And I don't want to be forced to scrap any of my existing games, because I do want to show that I want to achieve my goals of capping RPGs. So in this case, being Dragon Warrior or any other, and possibly any other save files in the future. I mean, I am looking at playing the first Final Fantasy at some point after Dragon Warrior, and I'm a little bit nervous about that game, because that game does not have multiple save files. You only get one save file and that's it. And if you screw up, well, that's it. You kind of botched the entire playthrough of the game. So you have to be very careful that you don't run into any major issues with your microphone or your video on your like on your streams themselves, unless you want to redo everything from scratch. I don't know if this sounds like a software thing, but I could be wrong. Okay, I want to give you a little bit of an example here. When I was playing Dragon Warrior for the first time, and then the first stream went by the first stream for Dragon Warrior went by smoothly. But on the second stream, when I started playing it, and I thought everything seemed hunky-dory, but then I noticed something a little bit off in terms of the range meter in my mixer window down in my OBS screen in regards to my microphone. And I noticed that there was like a microphone input screen, but I noticed that the range meter in terms of decibel input was not moving. As a matter of fact, that meter was full. And when that meter was full, I thought, okay, I didn't think too much into it, but yeah, because I didn't think too much into it, but then I realized that my input mic it wasn't, how do I put this? It just wasn't established. I mean, it reads an input, but it's not playing back the input as expected to show actual different decibel. It doesn't show proper decibel range. The meter wasn't moving. So when I looked at the playback of my stream, I mean, the video and the game output was fine, but there was no there was no voice coming through the mic. I mean, my mouth, the capper's mouth was moving, but but you didn't hear any voice coming through. It was like he was completely muted. Do I use headphones for my stream? No. I use a Snowball Blue microphone. I use the Blue brand Snowball microphone on my end. It's a very good microphone because I trust the people from Blue. They're the same people that made the Yeti microphone, which a lot of streamers swear by. And I actually rented a Yeti microphone a while ago, just to test it out, and it was just really good. Are you glad you mentioned this because you use OBS for my students all the time? Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, you definitely want to touch base with your students about the OBS issue, but sometimes the microphone will be red. But if you notice on future OBS, loads that the microphone has a full decibel meter and nothing, and it's not moving accordingly based upon your audio input, namely your voice input, you may have to go to settings to reconfigure the microphone, because sometimes it will not always remain configured consistently throughout multiple uses of OBS. You may have to go in and reset the settings again, because I've noticed that this is a constant OBS issue, and you gotta always pay attention to OBS to make sure nothing seems out of the ordinary. Otherwise, you're gonna have a ruined stream. Anyways, when the audio guide will tell you to use headphones, know that you're getting audio on your stream, and we can investigate this for. Yeah, all I can say is just always keep your eyes peeled on OBS. And no, my roommates have an audio headset for me to use, but I have another friend who swears that I should use Blue, and I must have paid nearly $50 for this Blue microphone, and honestly, it's never given me trouble. I just have to make sure it's properly configured for OBS use, and my voice comes through the mic smooth as silk. Anyways, we're meeting a new enemy here called the Blue Dragon, so I want to bring this guy. I just want to bring this guy up on the official guide here. So I'm gonna go into this. Okay, so we're gonna go into dragons. Okay, here it is, Blue Dragon. Even tougher than the Green Dragon, this dragon is very strong opponent indeed. In the NES version, has an HP of 70. Well, nothing to screw around over. 60 XP dispenses 60 XP and has 150 pieces of gold. Okay, so there we go. So now we have a good understanding of him. So let's engage. Okay, 10 points of damage, but I have air direct armor, so it cuts the damage down by a third. Okay, I 3-shotted this dragon, and I get 60 XP and 133 gold out of him, so that's not too bad. Anyway, so we are now, getting back to the game itself, we've officially investigated the secret passage behind the Dragon Lord's throne, and we're finding an intricate labyrinth of stairs and tunnels that will probably lead us to the real Dragon Lord's chamber. But he does have his minions guarding the halls at every step of the way, at every corner and turn. So we are gonna have to keep our eyes peeled, and also keep our eyes peeled on that MP meter, because if that MP gets too low, we're in serious trouble, people. Okay, and I've also noticed we're past 30,000 gold points. We're almost at 40,000 gold, and we're also past 25,000 experience points too. So we have a little bit to go till we get to 26,000. We need 26,000 to get to level 20. Want me to get you off track, but I was told my students, if you can hear yourself, that means you're recording and whatever you're doing. And what we've uploaded, we're getting some, but I'll look into what you're having issues with. Okay, so far so good. Everything seems to be in good standings on my end, but I think it just might be an OBS issue on my end. I mean, my Blue microphone is plug and play. That's pretty much what it is. It's a plug and play mic. You just fit the USB-C into its respective port, and when you see the light turn on, that means it's ready for use. And then it's just a matter of going into the OBS settings just to configure the proper mixing and the proper decibel range for the microphone. Now, my microphone is set to the highest setting of 0.0 decibels. So, it should be coming through loud and clear, I hope, and it seemed to have gone through just fine when upon reviewing of my previous streams, that is. You ever do test strings for yourself? Question mark. Test strings, I don't think I've really engaged in specific test strings. Not really. I mean, like I said, this is a basic setup. It's a really basic setup here on my end. So, I mean, if I want to do some actual test strings, I may have to just fiddle around here probably in the settings in OBS to see what I can do. I didn't really go into the advanced settings in OBS. But it is something I could look into. But I might even also have to look up specific guides and do proper test playbacks of the microphone to see how it would fare. Anyway, let's just get right back into the action here. So we are... Love you platforms, man. I'm here to help. I like the trope. Okay, yeah, Video Games 1980s. I'm really appreciate the fact that you'll providing assistance for me in case something goes haywire on my end here. I mean, it's... Honestly, I am a very strong believer in the notion that, here, let me just hear it. I do strongly believe that the streaming community ought to help each other out so that we can provide the best of all worlds here, and making sure that everyone can succeed on their own 2 feet. I mean, I have VTuber friends myself across Twitch. I mean, I have Sarzak the Necromancer. I have let me just see who else I just have. I mean, I also have my good friend Alexia Burgett, a good artist. We also have Dot Levels, another VTuber I'm familiar with. He runs some good retro streams as well. We have... There's Jimbles the Beer of Middle-Aged Stream. And of course, if you want to talk about live streamers... Oh, I got 40,000 gold points. That's good. Let me take a look here. So we're almost at level 20. Gonna just... So yeah, I mean, oh yeah, and another favorite streamer of mine is Pumpkin Potion. Now, if you don't know who Pumpkin Potion is, she's a VTuber streamer who takes the appearance of a 1930s, of a 1930s cartoon character. You know, with the ones with the Pac-Man eyes and everything. And aside from the fact that she also provides, like shows some cartoons on her channel, she also has piano playing sessions, and she also likes to sing, and provides some good chats about everything that happens in the state of Maine and all that. She's very engaging with her community, and honestly, she's awesome. So be sure to check her out if possible. I mean, yeah, I know I'm pretty much shilling for other VTubers here, but you know what? That's fine. I mean, like I said, I do consider Twitch to be a very expansive community around here. I mean, I'm also looking to have to check out other VTubers as well. There's Lily Hops, who I actually think is a pretty cool VTuber. Oh yeah, Ellie N is also another one. I mean, she's a majorly popular VTuber. Okay, so we're looping around the different. Okay, so these stairs loop around this tunnel here. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just pretty much throwing this out. And of course, and there's another thing I forgot to touch base on here of Video Games 1980s. Did you manage to check out my Jankuary stream back in January when I was playing the game Hide Light on the Nintendo Entertainment System? I mean, now that's a game I had to do proper prep work for, because that game has very bad, it has very bad music repetition, as well as bad rule physics between contact between yourself as the hero and the enemies that you're engaging with. Now, that game is notoriously bad in the retro gaming community for a reason, but it's precisely for that reason why I played it for Jankuary, because it is an RPG, mind you, an action RPG, but an RPG nonetheless. And I had also vowed to play that game on my channel, like, one of these days, should I ever get the chance. And I was not honestly expecting it to play so soon on my stream. I was expecting to play the game, like, on April Fool's Day, because I think April Fool's is a great day to play some very janky games. But apparently, my event organizers Zolfar of Zolfar's Realm, Neon Arcade, and Cobra Commander wanted to put this event together to get a lot of people interested in playing janky games, just for fun. And I decided, okay, what the hell, I'll sign up. Oh, I'll get back to the story in a moment. Here, I've just leveled up to level 20 with 26,000 XP. So our power goes up by 5. speed or agility goes up by 2, hit points by 7, and magic mana points increase by 12. Okay, so what I'm going to do now that I've pretty much have leveled up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to town and recover our hero here. So anyways, I signed up for January. I pretty much decided to give it a try to see how I would fare. And I decided, okay, I'm going to give a Highlight a try because it is an action RPG, and I've been meaning to, and it was on my schedule this entire time since the very day that I started RPG Kappa. But I wanted to save it for April Fool's Day. But since January was on hand, I decided, okay, I'm gonna just have to play the game ahead of schedule. So, I thought, okay, maybe I'm gonna be part of January, we're gonna see how this turns out. And when this Fable Day arrived where I had to play the game, I mean, I had 2 major raids on the channel. One from RP Gamer, the other from, let me see, from Ryudo, I believe his name was. But anyways, I've, had 80 plus people in here at the time, and they wanted to see me suffer through that game. And let me tell you something, that game was definitely insufferable. You had to really go through a lot of that game's ridiculously repetitive music, which, I mean, the main tune is 10 seconds long. 10 seconds. And if you were to... And like I said, if you didn't really tune out that 10-second tune, I mean, it was gonna drive you up the frickin' wall. And that's one of the reasons why people hate the game so much, because of that repetitive tune, aside from the fact that it also had a really bad hit detection between you and the enemies. Because the enemies could kill you in 2 to 3 hits flat. That's how bad the hit detection was in the game. And unfortunately, since the game made use of what could be described as the origins of the bump system or the collision system, depending upon who you ask. I mean, there was going to be a lot of kinks in there. Because the hit registry between you and the enemy was severely unfair. I mean, the game, because when you use the attack option, it gives you 2 times attack against the enemy, but it causes your defense to plummet possibly down to a stat of 0 or 1. I'm not 100% sure, because I would pretty much have to go into the game's debug menu, and if it has one, and to determine what the official defense stat is when you have your character set in attack mode. But when your character is in defense mode, I mean, he takes considerably a few more hits, which seems more fair than anything, but his attack is just severely reduced to either down about probably a stat of 1 or 2, and you're only doing chip damage to the enemy. And you have to pretty much deal with that for the duration of the game. But thankfully, Highlight is a short game, a very short game. It would only be a very long game to play if you didn't know what to do and where to go. And when you play the game for the first time, you pretty much be overwhelmed by all the different screens that are shown in front of you, and you would have no idea where you're supposed to go in order to complete your respective tasks. But once you settle into the game, you do slowly start to have an understanding of what you need to do and where to go. Some parts of the game I was able to... When I was actually training for the Highlight stream, I was able to solve some secrets, by chance. But other times, I actually had no other choice but to use a guide. So it was through the guide that I've learned that the level cap was 9. Not 10, but 9. Also, I've learned that some enemies cannot give you specific fairies. I mean, unless you check, a certain tree. I mean, for one, there was, a cluster of trees in one part of the game where you actually had to look through each and every last one of them, but only in attack mode to get the fairy. But that led to a lot of frequent deaths. And after getting killed multiple times, like maybe, I don't know, 7, 8, or even 9 times, I finally was able to get that frickin' fairy from the tree. And add them to our arsenal, because the game requires you to have 3 fairies in order to win the game. And the 3rd fairy had to be acquired for a bullshit procedure. In order to get the 3rd fairy, you have to destroy 2 wizards with a magic spell called the Wave in one fell swoop. But to do that, you have to have 2 wizards positioned in the precisely the same row, and then your wave spell has to hit them all at the same time, or you will not get the fairy. Now, if I haven't looked up the guide for this, I would have been massively stuck on that game. I would have not known what to do. And I'm sure that a lot of players who played the game back in the day had no idea how to get that 3rd fairy either. And by doing so, they probably just decided to throw away the game out of frustration. I mean, I've heard stories about some kids taking the game to school one day and using it as a hockey puck. And other times, they would simply, like, take the game and throw it on the roof of their school and just forget about it. We have another... Mommy ASMR has joined the Capper crew. Okay. We're gonna take... welcome to the stream, Mommy ASMR. You're in the soda dimension where we cap RPGs. The CO2 bubbles never stop rising. And here we are playing Dragon Warrior for our themed stream. Okay, so we're at level 20. Now the next... Okay, most likely, let me see if I can use Gwaylen's Love here. So the next goal is to 30,000 XP for level 21. Okay, so why don't we get back to our story here? So, I managed to collect the 3rd fairy from those wizards, and it was enough for me to finally get to the island of Veralis, where his castle resided. You had to go inside, you pretty much had to go inside, you have to destroy Gravestone, and you have to kill the dragon, which... afterwards, because you can't kill the dragon while the gravestone is still up and there's still water in the channel. Now that I learned by chance, not through a guide. And then you still have to slay the dragon after you destroy the gravestone and drain all the water in the channel, so you can collect the medicine. Then you go into the empty channel itself to collect the last jewel, because you also need 3 jewels as well as 3 fairies. Okay, I was already over the stairway. Then after that, you go into Veralis' castle, kick his ass, and win the game. And the ending of the game was just completely... It was disappointing. That's what I would have to say. It was a disappointing ending. All you did is you restore the princess back to her former self from the 3 fairies that she was split into previously, and all she does is she bows to the camera, and you get a simple congratulations. That's it. You just get the simple message of congratulations while the princess bows to you repeatedly. And I was like, that's all I'm gonna get from that hour-long torture session that is Highlight. It almost just seemed to me like... Now, the only thing that was different from Highlight compared to its other versions is that in the NES version, you can use magic. Other versions, you can't use magic. You have to just tackle it. You have to tackle the enemies physically. So, yeah. Another thing that also pisses me off, though, is when you beat the game and you don't see a credit list of all the developers. Now, I get it. Highlight on NES is trash. I get it. But there are still people who worked on that game. And you know what? If you are going to basically play a game and finish it, I think you you should have a right to know who worked on the game. But you know what, that is unfortunate. That's pretty much a debate for another day. We've encountered a new enemy called the Stoneman, so let's take a look at his stats. Let's bring this up here. Alright. Stoneman. 160 HP. Wow. 65 XP, 140 gold. Solid as rock. Stoneman has no pushover. This powerful foe is a guardian of the Dragonlord's castle. Okay, so we got ourselves a real titan to deal with. But so for starters, let's put him to sleep. 26 points of damage, that's no joke. Okay, we got him put to sleep. 44 points of damage is pretty good. Wait, I want to try the fairy flute. Let's see if that works. Nothing happens, so the fairy flute has no effect on these guys, not like the golem. And I'm losing a lot of HP, but I have heal more to serve my interest. Okay, and I also forgot I have the hurt more spell, so I want to make use of it. 64 points of damage, that's pretty good. So I gotta learn to start using that hurt more spell more often. So I'm gonna reserve this hurt more spell for the Stoneman, and he gives me 65 XP and 118 pieces of gold. Okay, so another thing I want to pretty much so I pretty much have stated my issues were related to highlights. So let's get back to the game itself. During this entire time, we've explored the nooks and the crannies of the Dragonlord's fortress. We found a secret passage behind the throne room, which leads into a maze of tunnels and corridors. So what we're going to need to do is look around to see where the Dragonlord lies. Okay, so this just loops around here. Okay, so this only leads over here. Okay, now we know that this area is just in constant loops. So we need to move in the next direction, and down the next flight of stairs. Okay, but we can't have our range of vision be like a 3x3 squares. It has to be back to 7x7. So let's see what's around on this floor. Okay, so first we are going to use sleep, put him to sleep. But I have a feeling I'm going to be burning through my magic a lot faster now than ever before. Okay. First the spell didn't work, and then he wakes up. Dick move. I guess it can only, maybe it only works when he's awake. I don't know. But in any case, I better start using this more often. 20 plus points of damage is nothing to sneeze at. So my hero definitely needs to really build himself up even more if he's gonna stand up to the minions of the Dragonlord within his own castle. If we can defeat the Dragonlord's minions with ease, we may be able to defeat the Dragonlord with ease. Okay, just got a message that my antivirus updated, but I don't need to worry about that. $54 points. Video games 1980s. If you're still here, I just want to let you know that I do have my Discord channel also available. So if you want to come in my Discord and chat with me sometime, feel free to. The link is below. I do have my link below below the streaming window on my channel. I mean, you can just click. There is supposed to be a special invite that you can click on and to join my Discord, and then we can pretty much chat it up. Okay, let's get rid of the blue dragon here. Yeah, nice try. Your spells block your sitting duck, Mr. Wizard. You are a sitting duck. Alright, so let's see where else we can go. We have this direction, we have this direction, we have that direction. Let's see what's down this way. Oh, red dragon. Okay, now let's take a look and see what he provides. Red dragon. Only the Dragon Lord himself is stronger and more dangerous. Tremendous attack power, can cast sleep, making them very dangerous, even at high levels. A fire breath of theirs causes tremendous damage. Red Dragon, HP 100, XP 100, gold 140. Okay, so these guys are serious business. And it looks like when you're getting close to the Dragon Lord, he's gonna bring out the big guns. So I don't want to play fuck around and find out with these guys just yet. So maybe what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stay up here for a little bit longer. We still have a ways to go to get to 30,000 points, but we definitely want to continue exploring the Dragon Lord's fortress just a little bit more. Like, before we have to go down to the even lower levels. And we gotta pay attention to our MP, because if our MP gets too low, we are gonna be in serious hot water. Alright. Now let's go upstairs. Lots of Axe Knights here. Oh boy. You know what, I can still chance until I beat him. Alright. So we are still making good strides here, but I have to pay close attention to that MP meter, because if it gets too low, I have to get out of here. Alright, good. And this little zigzag of a hallway, let's see what's down here. Ooh, and we got ourselves a chest. And it's guarded by a stone man. We'll deal with him. Let's put the hurt on him first. Oh, come on. I know you can get hurt by Hurtmore. Take it like a stone man. I'm gonna sleep. Alright, 65 points, 137 pieces of gold. Alright, let's see what's inside. Fortune smiles. Fortune smiles upon thee, RPG Capper. Thou hast found the Erdrick Sword. Alright, we have found ourselves the Erdrick Sword, the most powerful weapon in the game. Attack power gets bolstered to 132. But let's take a look at its more specific stats. Items and equipment. Erdrick Sword / Lotus Sword. Offense power plus 40. Cost priceless. Found Dragonlord's Castle. The sword of your great ancestor has tremendous power. Okay. So, we got all this. So now you can see the irony here. The most powerful weapon in the game that can destroy the Dragon Lord is located within the castle of the Dragon Lord himself. I mean, it might have been his little strategy just to throw off all those who dare seek the sword. But apparently that plan has now been foiled because I found the sword. So now what I'm going to do is test the sword's metal in battle. 39 points of damage is not bad as a starting roll. And I two-shot an axe tonight. Not bad. But with that being said, here's what I'm going to do. Got myself a new piece of equipment, so now I want to go right back to Remoldar, save up my rest up, and get right back into the action. Well, I'm getting one enemy after another, so you know what? I don't mind dealing with gauntlets. As long as it can help me get up that XP meter quickly. So we're past 45,000 gold points, too. See how much damage I can... Okay, I can one-shot a Magic Wyvern. Cool. So now, these minions that are... all the overworld minions, they're nothing to me now. So now, if I really want a real challenge, I gotta face off against the enemies that lurk within the Dragon Lord's castle. Okay, here's what I'm also gonna do. I'm gonna return. And I'm gonna rest up our hero here. Then I'm also gonna save my progress at the castle. Alright, off we go. So back to the Dragon Lord's castle we go, and we're going to continue exploring its depths to see what other secrets we can find. Oops. Okay, let's take a quick look here at level 20. Strength 92, Agility 88, 126 HP, 117 MP, Attack Power 132, Defense Power 94. Okay. Okay, first let's stop his spell. "14 points of damage with that. Thanks to Erdrick's armor, I don't have to take the full brunt of that fire attack." It's already past lunchtime, and I'm getting hungry, but I am looking at getting today's... But I am making some pretty decent XP gains here, so I'm willing to endure the hunger just a little bit longer until we can get up to level 22 for today. So most likely we may be getting our meter to 34,000 points before we're gonna call session. We have so much gold now, holy moly. But I guess when you have nothing else left to buy in the game, yeah, that purse is going to expand and expand hard. Alright. Back in the Dragonlord's castle. Let's just get right back into the deaths. Okay, down into the secret passage we go. Cast Radiant, light up our way. Okay, so here is B1. Going through this long elongated passage here. But the Dragonlord's minions are always around at every corner. Okay, nothing in this little corner here. I like the fact that I had to 3-shot a wizard, but whatever. I mean, it's all up to the dice rolls here. Erdrick's sword, Erdrick's armor, silver shield. Now, you're probably some of you might be wondering, isn't there an Erdrick shield in the game? Unfortunately, no. There is no Erdrick shield. For some strange reason, Erdrick did not have a shield to wield against the Dragonlord's minion, or rather the minions of the day, based upon the evil he fought during that time. So the game will not give you a shield any more stronger than the silver shield. Seems rather strange that you can actually have Erdrick's sword and Erdrick's armor, but no Erdrick shield. Maybe there was an intent to have Erdrick shield for this game, but it was scrapped at the last moment. Okay, moving on. Okay, so this is floor B2. Okay, so I guess the spell isn't gonna work while he's asleep. Took out the stone man with ease. So when you... Alright, I guess we're gonna have to deal with more of the riffraff. Okay. So that was the chest where Erdrick's sword was held. So I couldn't really pay attention to it earlier because of my little conversation with Video Games 1980. And remember, it does take a little bit longer now to level up our character because we now have to... Our capacity has been... Because the requirement has now been bolstered to level... Has been bolstered to 4,000 points from the 3,000 points earlier. Okay, so down to B3 we go. This goes back up to B2. Lots of blue dragons on this floor. And we are getting weaker. But we did just good enough to beat another blue dragon, so let's get to heal more. Alright, back to full health. Back we go to the action. Okay, that goes back up to B2. So yeah, so this is the looping stairwell. So we now need to go down to B4. Okay, here we are in B4 now. Thank goodness he didn't hit me with a sleep spell. Yeah. Okay, the lights have been turned off, so we have to turn them right back on. Okay. So here it is, so we're on floor B4. Making sure we have... Make sure we know... Make sure we've covered up every last bit of this floor. Oh my god. Okay, let's try Hurt More. Resistant to both Hurt More and Sleep. This is one tough stone. Okay, I'm wasting a lot of HP by staying like this. Yep, one more hit and I'm done. Alright, I'm gonna use Heal More again. Alright, Okay, so this loops around. Yep, the enemies here do a mean business. But that's to be expected. It is the final dungeon of the game, the Dragon Lord's Fortress. Okay, so this would be putting us back to B3. And this would lead us right back to Erdrick's sword. But I still want to map this area out just significantly. And this one's right back to this here. Can I get another sword from this? Fortunately, it's empty. That's what I thought. Okay, back down we go. Back to B4. Okay, now to 29,000 points. Okay. Another stone man. Let's try putting him to sleep again. Okay, so now we're on floor B5. We're getting deeper and deeper into Dragon Lord's Fortress. Okay, here's a stairwell. B6. Alright, let's get around that. B7. Okay, we've arrived on the floor of the Dragon Lord. The Dragon Lord is seated on his throne over there to the right. So that's the final boss of the game. So, we found the Dragon Lord, but I haven't finished exploring every last nook and cranny of the dark tunnels of the castle. Now we have a new enemy, the Armored Knight. Let's take a look at what he provides. Armored Knight. HP 90, XP 70. Gold 140. On top of being the toughest non-dragon enemy, it can cast heal more and hurt more. Found in Dragon Lord Castle's lowest depths. Okay, so now what we have here is the Dragon Lord's personal guard. These Armor Knights. They don't just have an axe, they also have a shield, and which makes them ready for battle. But since they can cast both hurt more and heal more, it's all the more imperative that I have to use Stop Spell to block both their spells. 26 points of damage, no joke. And it still will not work, but I have to use it if I want to defeat them. There we go. Blocked his spell, so he can't use it. Can't use Hurt More, can't use Heal More. And he's down. Defeated our first Armor Knight, collects 70 points. 70 points of experience and 105 pieces of gold. But, with that being said, we are low on MP, so we're gonna have to chant out, we need to get outside, and make a stop at the town of Remoldar to heal up. Okay, I'll at least deal with the regular riffraffs here while we get back to the town. Alright, we've surpassed 50,000 gold pieces. He's trying to dodge me, that son of a bitch. His attacks aren't worth shit to me anymore. Got the Erdrick's armor. Okay, that's a bit significant. Okay, now he's really... I do need to wake up. Okay, thank goodness. This is my last official use of Heal More. Okay, his sleep spell is potent today. Alright, up we go. Let's rest up. Alright, back into the action we go. So, looks to me we have 494 more points left to collect to get to the next level. And the wolves are running scared. Well, no duh, I mean... Level 20? Come on. Metal Scorpion's running scared as well. They are all running scared now. Alright, moving down the list. So pretty much at this point, we've nearly covered every single last base that this game has to offer for us. So, the only thing we can really do at this point is continue the onslaught and level ourselves up to 30. But we won't be achieving the cap of 30 today. That'll have to be saved in future streams. Okay, so we're gonna head right back down into the depths of the castle. It's so satisfying to two-shot these dragons. Not too long from level 21. Oh shit. Oh boy. I hope he does not. I hope I can awake. Good. Yeah, I gotta always stop that spell, but he was close to dying, so whatever. Alright, 30,000 plus XP, we made it to the next level. Power increased by 3, speed increased by 2. Hit points increased by 10, max magic points increased by 6, that's it. Strength 95, agility 90, maximum HP 136, maximum MP 123, attack power 135, defense power 95. Okay, we're gonna use Gwaelin's Love now. 3,987, so we need another 4,000 points. As expected. So we have to get to 34,000 points to get to level 22 now. So what we're going to need to do is pretty much just going away, but we still have a lot more of this castle to explore, so we're going to continue exploring the castle a little bit each time. One shot of the blue dragon. Good, good, good. Alright, so there's really not that much left to explore of the castle, aside from one more passage and the Dragon Lord's throne room. Now, I could use Hurt more, but MP is pretty precious, so I'm only going to be using it in extreme situations. Okay, so now we at least know about this area. Alright. Moving down the list. Should have cast Hurt more when you had the chance, Mr. Wizard. Yep, now you can't cast it. Darn. Sure took one out of me. Alright. Can't get too weak. Bye-bye, bad guy. Okay, guys, I do need to make another bathroom break. I'm sorry, I know this is getting a little tedious, but sometimes it happens. Alright, back. We didn't get any new follows last time. Oh well. Now where were we? Oh. Good on pause. Alright. 30,560 points. So looks like this is where we need to go to get to the Dragon Lord. And that's where we need to go to get Erdrick's sword. What's down this way? Okay, we finally... I'm gonna see if I can tackle this red dragon now. First, let's stop its spell, because it can use sleep. Okay, it definitely can dish out some pretty good damage, even with Erdrick's armor. But I beat it. 100 experience points, 129 pieces of gold. Okay, so get the second best payout of the game next to the metal slime. Okay, we got a dead end here. You are kidding me! Okay, first... I'm just gonna put down heal more. Okay, 42 points of damage is not bad. Oh, wow, that's a lot of hit. That's a pretty... He must have rolled a crit on me on that one. 30 plus points of damage, even at level 21. Holy shit, these guys do not fuck around. Okay, so we have another stairwell. Okay, seems to... Wait a second. Okay, so it looks like that's just a looping floor. Another clever trap orchestrated by the Dragon Lord. Gotta remember to stop their spell first before I cast sleep. Because otherwise I'm gonna be royally screwed over. You know, I don't want to deal with these guys anymore. I'm out of here. Is this for real? Is this for freaking real, people? Okay, I'm fine with the armored knights. Let's just stick with these guys. Jesus freaking Louises. Even at level 21, I'm getting my ass handed to me. So it looks like we still have a bit of ways to go before we can face off against the Dragon Lord, because the Red Dragons and the Armored Knights, these guys are really doing a number on me. Okay, so that means the only passage left is the passage to the Dragon Lord's throne room. But look at what our MP is at now. And since we've already leveled up to 21, we do need to save the game. First, let's just recover in town. Alright. We finally got our game saved up. Let's get back into the action. Alright, repelling the cannon fodder. We only need to focus on the enemies inside the Dragon Lord's fortress now. Alright, out we go. Back to Charlock. Wolves do not want to play fuck around and find out with me. Warlocks do for some strange reason. Even though I'm already at level 21. Alright, to 31,000 plus points. Now the goal is to get to 34,000, and once we get to 34,000 points, we'll call session for today. Alright, moving on. Getting awfully tired of dealing with these Magic Wyverns, but that's just the way the game is gonna throw its randomization of enemies at me. Shot at a night, that's good. Alright, back inside Charlock, let's get right back down to the Dragon Lord's chamber. Is it just me, or are the enemies taking longer to defeat now? Well, in any case, we are already well established as a warrior. So it shouldn't really take too long to destroy the enemies now. Alright. One wizard after another. Alright. Okay, now I think we're now back to cooking with gas here. Some strangers just didn't feel like I was getting a proper payout on the main floor of the Dragon Lord's fortress. Keep the points coming, keep the points coming. But I do want to still explore the Dragon Lord's main chamber. But at least now, we know the proper route to get to the Dragon Lord's chamber. Oh my god. Level 21 and I have failing spells. See, this is another drawback of the game. I don't like the fact that the success rate of a spell has to be 50-50 consistently between... like, consistently with every level. I mean, usually whenever your characters level up, it should be a percentage success rate instead. I mean, when the higher your levels get, the higher the percentage success rate of the status effect versus enemy. But unfortunately, for a game like this, it still has to be a 50% success rate regardless of your level. So, you could be at level 30, and you can cast Stop Spell against a wizard, and the spell could still fail, just because it's still reduced to being... It's still reduced to having a 50% success rate. I mean, I find that pretty arbitrary for something like for a game like this, but apparently, them's the breaks. Sometimes you have to deal with bad programming in order to accomplish your goals. And I'm talking about as somebody who literally beat Highlight on a Nintendo Entertainment System. Okay, let's keep this guy asleep. And he fails to stay asleep. Wonderful. Okay, I got a successful hurt more hit on him. So these guys have a lot of HP, but they can still be brought down. So now we're making a beeline for the Dragon Lord's chamber. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Even at level 21, these guys can still hand me my ass. Okay. Armor Knight down. Moving down. Okay, here we are again at the Dragon Lord's chamber. And we have his treasury we can look at. Okay, let's see what's behind this door. Empty chest. Found another cursed belt. Wings. 526 pieces of gold. Magic key. But... okay, so I have 2 magic keys that were used up. Empty chest. Okay, so only a few trinkets. Okay, that takes care of the knight. Let's take a look over here. Is there anything special? Okay, let's... I hate it when the spells do not work. Really hate it. Oh my goodness. Getting my ass handed to me on a silver platter, even though I'm at level 21. So it goes to show I still have a ways to go before I'm ready to face the Dragon Lord, because these Armor Knights can definitely stand their ground. Alright, I'm gonna cast Heal More just in case. But I'm running quite low on MP myself. Stay asleep, do not wake up on me. Red Dragon, let's see if I can stop this spell. I hate it when that happens. I seriously hate it when that happens. Let me try again. I just don't feel confident with red dragons. Sorry guys, I just don't. Maybe next level and next session we'll deal with more red dragons, but I'm just not confident in dealing with them right now. They can really put the hurt on me. You gotta be joking me. You have got to be joking me. But then again, this is the Dragon Lord's floor, so I guess facing red dragons and armored knights is to be expected. Okay, nothing over here. Let's look around a bit more. Just work already! It's like... I mean, I can't hope to destroy these guys if I don't have a working stop spell. This is the third time already. Oh my effing lord, is this... Okay, we have a... Un-effing believable. Actually, I'm gonna take an herb. Shit. I just had enough MP to get my ass out of Charlock Castle. It would have been dangerous as shit if my MP would have been too low. Okay, well, you know what? Back to Remoldar to rest up. That was no joke, people. I could have legitimately have been killed there. And I do not have enough to... Oh yes, I cannot stave off his sleep spell. Bastard. At least I was able to awake from that. Okay, let a guy go into town already. Jeez Louise. Alright, back to the castle we go. Star Wyvern. Let's stop his spell. Another Magic Wyvern. Okay, 32,600 points. 1,400 points left until the next level up. Let's just finish this up. Alright, back down to the Dragon Lord's chamber we go. Finish searching up whatever is left of that chamber before the Dragon Lord himself. Huh, one measly hit point? How sad for him. Weakest Axe Knight I ever encountered. Alright, 33,000 points, 60,000 gold. Okay, we're making good strides. We're nearing the 34,000 mark. $955 more points to get. 895 more points to get. Alright. We're pretty much on the home stretch now. Oh, thank goodness he did not hit me with his hurt more. Alright, let's try taking on the Red Dragon this time around. Thank goodness it finally stopped his spell. Jeez Louise. I hate it when his spells cannot be stopped. And he's dodging now, motherfucker! Might as well just use heal more because I do not want to gamble here. Oh lovely, another Red Dragon. Oh, come on. Is it gonna be one... Okay, never mind. We do need to earn that... we do need to earn that XP. You know, I'm just fine dealing with Stoneman after Stoneman. I mean, I'll prefer them over the Red Dragons any day of the week. Alright, it's a Gauntlet of Stoneman then. Okay, 50 points of damage, not bad as a starting hit. I'm not confident with the HP. I need to cast Heal more here. Alright, moving on. Should have stopped spelled him. Got cocky there. And the spell's not working. Is it just this particular... Is it just a result of being on this particular level that's causing this? Because why? Because this failing of the stop spell is just getting awfully annoying now. Okay, nothing over here. Let's move on. Next chamber. I don't want to deal with the red dragons. I'm sorry, but I just don't. Give me a break. Just work already. Is the stop spell suffering from a low battery or something? Because I can't destroy these armored knights unless I have a successful casting of the stop spell. There we go, that's what I'm looking at. One more hit, and that would put me 6 feet under. Another failed casting of stop spell. This is just bullshit now. Oh look, another need to use heal more now because stop spell couldn't bother to work. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cast outside because I'm getting too low on HP and I'm getting too low on MP as well. Alright, 10, 20, 30. So I need only 38 more points to get to the next level. Level 22 achieved. Power increased by 2, hit points by 8, magic points by 10. Okay, well, here's what I'm gonna make use of this. Save myself some MP casting. Okay, we're now at level 22. So that will be it for today's session. First, I'm just going to restock on some herbs as an emergency measure. Okay, now we're going to stop at the inn. So we're now fully healed and fully stocked with herbs. Now just... Now there's still the issue with the magic keys. So I'm just going to get some more magic keys in the meantime. Alright. I'm greatly pleased that was return RPG Capper. Next level experience 3,995 points, so it's another 4,000 points, so 38,000 to get to the next level. Nope, that's it for today. Alright, we're good. Alright guys, so that is Dragon Warrior for today's stream. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to see who we can raid now. Okay, now let's see who can raid. Okay, we're going to be raiding Alexa Bridget. Say hi, and have a good one.